In our everyday life, there are times when we have to repeat some activity again and again. For example, closing each button when putting on a shirt, washing a stack of plates one by one, or counting down from 10 to 1 before singing Happy New Year. Repetitive tasks are a fact of life, and sometimes we also need to do these in our JavaScript code. In this video, you will learn about looping constructs and how they can be used to perform repetitive tasks. Recall the conditional if statement that executes a block of code if a certain condition is met. This sequence only runs once. What if you needed to do this multiple times? Well, to do this, you need to do something called loops. In JavaScript, developers use loops to continually execute repeated blocks of code until a certain condition is satisfied. Loops are similar to conditionals in that a condition must be satisfied in order for the code to execute. But loops have an additional parameter, which has many names. But for the moment, you can think of this as an incrementer or loop counter. To understand why the counter variable is so important, let's consider a real-life situation. We are counting down from 10 to 1 before singing Happy New Year. In other words, only after we have completed the count, we can start singing. Thus, our counter needs to be a specific value, a 1, and only after that we can sing our song. In JavaScript, the counter can be any variable or any number, but in programming, it's common to use the letter I. The role of the counter is vital here, as without it, your loop will not know neither when to start nor when to terminate and could run indefinitely. This is known as an infinite loop. For example, say you wanted to program a count sequence like 1, 2, 3. You could do this just by using the console.log method. However, we are essentially performing the same activity here. The only difference is that we are changing the number that is being logged to the console. Using a loop, we could perform the same task more efficiently and using less lines of code. While this might seem like a minimal gain for counting to 3, imagine counting to 100. Using a loop, you can achieve this with the exact same 3 lines of code. You just have to update the condition. There are many types of loops, such as the for loop, the while loop, and the nested loop. You will learn about the nested loops later in this lesson. For now, let's explore the for and while loop. First is the for loop, which is used to loop a block of code a certain number of times. The for loop is a structured loop with a specific conditional structure where a counter variable must be set. Then a condition must be specified, and finally the counter must be incremented. This can either be an increase or a decrease depending on your needs. The while loop is similar to the for loop. It will also run for as long as the condition returns true. However, the start counter is set outside of the while loop, and the incrementing is done inside the loop's body. Congratulations! In this video, you learned about loop construction using the for and while loop. While you can achieve the same results using either a for or while loop as a budding developer, you might find it easier to work with the for loop. This is because the loop is self-contained, with all the loop's logic in one place. Additionally, always remember to update the counter value, otherwise the loop might loop forever.